Now, if they would have stepped in and said, well, I tell you what, if I hadn't have found that little boy with that food, we wouldn't have had anything. Or if I hadn't have made sure we took him to Jesus, God got the glory. Jesus got the glory. And I'm going to promise you this, he'll do miracles in our life if we deflect the glory to him. There's a miracle that we're going to talk about this morning. It's the only miracle that's recorded in all four Gospels. And it's a powerful miracle. You know what a miracle is? A miracle is an act of God that cannot be explained or duplicated by man. And it's something that always expresses something about the glory and the power and the majesty of God. And it's a powerful thing. And I don't know about you, but I could use a miracle. And I want God to touch me and touch my life and touch my family and touch our church and bless us together. And we certainly need that. In John chapter 6, look at verse number 1. And after these things, all that had happened in the previous chapter, Jesus went over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias, and a great multitude followed him because they saw his miracles, which he did on them that were diseased. He healed people. And Jesus went up into a mountain, and there he sat with his disciples, and the Passover, a feast of the Jews, was nigh. When Jesus then lifted up his eyes and saw great company come unto him, he saith unto Philip, whence shall we buy bread that these may eat? When are we going to do it? And this he said to prove him, because he already knew what he would do. Philip answered him, 200 pennyworth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. Now, who said anything about 200 pennies worth? This was something that he conjured up himself. And he said, even if we had it, it wouldn't be enough, but we don't have it. And one of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said unto him, there's a lad here which has 5 barley loaves, 2 small fishes, but what are they among so many? And Jesus said, make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in the place, so the men sat down. In number about 5,000. I think you already know in another place in Matthew chapter 14, it says that there were also men and children. So if every man, and most of them had a wife and had some kids, there could have been upwards of 18,000, 20,000 people there in that place. And Jesus took the loaves when he had given thanks. He distributed to the disciples to them that were set down, likewise of the